So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to write the perfect statement of purpose, also known as letter of study, to help you in your visa application. In case you don't know what this statement of purpose is or a letter of study is, statement of purpose is that letter that you write to your visa officer explaining to him very important information that he needs to know about and the reasons why you want to come to Ghana.
Walk out the door in my little black dress. Been a long day and I need to de-stress. Sunset.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lovelyn, in case you're seeing my face for the first time, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're a new subscriber, you're also welcome as well. And if you're an old viewer or a new viewer, please kindly subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Statement of purpose or letter of study is a letter that you write addressing to the visa officer why you want to come to Canada and many other important information that needs to be there, because you don't get to have like a physical interview, and this letter is going to be what is going to be your spokesman. Your letter is going to be speaking on your behalf to the visa officer, and this letter has to be very convincing enough. It's a very important document that is needed in your visa application. And now I'm going to go straight into detailed way to write your statement of purpose, things that should be included in your statement of purpose. And I'll also be sharing a free PDF template for you to also use as a guide when you're writing your own. I hope that somebody finds this video very helpful and also find the template very helpful as well. So to start with, your letter of study is supposed to have two addresses: your address and then the visa officer's address as well. So if you are maybe Nigerian, you probably know that you have to address the letter of study to the Deputy High Commission of Canada, 4 Anifowoshe Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. If you see me looking down from time to time, it's because I have my laptop in front of me and I'll be reading I'll be reading this letter of study from my laptop. It's like the typical formal letter with two addresses and then the Dear Sama, and also like the heading for your letter. So basically, for your heading, you want it to look like something like statement of purpose for your study visa application for your post or for your master's, blah blah blah, in whatever you're studying at whatever school that you choose to study. After you've written the address and the heading for your letter, the first thing you want to do is a brief introduction of yourself. And in this section of the brief introduction, you want to just talk about yourself, like very brief name, how old you are, where you currently work, maybe a very brief roles and responsibilities at your current place of work. If not, maybe you say something about you just finished school, like just something very brief that you just want to say about yourself. And also in this place, you also want to mention maybe the school you finished from, what year you finished, something brief about maybe your family as well. Like it has to be like as brief as possible. And you also probably want to mention like, maybe you did NYC, blah blah blah, like something just very brief, like a typical, like if somebody walks up to you and say, tell me something about yourself, like something as brief as that's done, and something just very brief to like just get the visa officer, something very brief to just get the visa officer familiar with you. And when you've written your brief introduction, the next thing you want to go to is about the school, the prospective school you want to come study in Canada. Why that school? Why you want to study in that school? Why you think that that school is your best choice? Things that you know about the school, things that intrigue you about the school, things that you find fascinating about the school, things that you just like about the school. Maybe the city where the school is located, maybe the school is located on one island. And just say something, maybe their method of teaching, maybe you've like checked reviews about them on the internet, maybe like the Times Education, like all those awards that schools get and all of that. You probably want to like just say something, even if the school hasn't gotten any award or anything, like just say something nice about the school and why you want to go to the school. And you can also just put it there that maybe during your research you discovered that the school was this and that and all of that. And maybe or there are just some things, there are some activities that the school does as well that you really find interesting and you look forward to participating in and all of that. Just say something good about the school and things that fascinate you about. Now that you've said something about the school, you can then proceed to talk about why you want to study that course that you've chosen in that school. When you're talking about the course you want to go and study and why you want to study it, you have to say things that like really align, and things like you have to, whatever you're writing, you have to show that, oh, you're very interested in this course, you've done your research about the course, and like you're so interested. By chance, all your work experience is completely different from what you're about to go and study. You need to be able to, like, you know, try to find like an, what's the word now, maybe a correlation between that course and your previous experiences. You need to be able to like bring them in together and try to just say something that makes sense out of it. Say for example, all my life I've, like, maybe in my statement of purpose now, all my life I've worked as, you know, a statistician, data analyst, and a content writer, and now I'm going to study business. I had to like come up with something that, you know, brings business into the line of all these things that I've done and what correlation that they have together. So I'm going to read like maybe just a little bit of why I decided to go study international business when I've, like, all my life I've never done anything relating to business. So I said that although my professional and academic experiences this past few years have been around writing, demography, and statistical analysis, but still these experiences are a great contributor and foundational knowledge to studying international business. Also, having a combination of a degree in demography, statistics, and international business is a fit for my position in my current job and also opportunities outside my job. Demographics are key to business today. They help identify market audience by selecting characteristics and making projections over the years. Also, my experience as a creative assistant is an added value which relates to creating marketable content for businesses and brands. So I'm going to study business, and some of the courses that I have to take in business are actually business courses, marketing relating courses. And so far I've worked as a demographer and also like a content writer, like a creative assistant. So basically I used to write content. Somehow in business you probably have to like market to like companies or clients that you have, and then you have to come up with, you know, content that they need for marketing, content that has to do with like business, maybe writing a business proposal, or just something that has to do, because definitely in business you have to write. Currently in my course we do a number of writing and all of that. We do research a lot, and demography basically, because I studied demography for my first degree, demography basically is actually about research and things that affect population generally, fertility, mortality, and fertility, but I can't believe I forgot it. Fertility, mortality, and I've forgotten the last one, but like three basic things. And fertility, mortality, and immigration are like three basic things that affect population. And we used to like carry out research a lot on things. Even while I worked in the health sector before I came, we used to like do a lot of research and, you know, conduct many things. I'm going to definitely put out a template of this so that you can have a better understanding of what I'm saying. And beware when you're using the template I give you. You don't want to go and do copy and paste. I've heard a couple of times that people get their visa rejected based on the fact that their statement of purpose was actually plagiarized. And plagiarism, they're very big on plagiarism. I'm sure that you've heard people say it over and over, and it's actually no joke. Plagiarism is a big deal on this side of the world. On the side of the world where I'm coming from, it's not so much of a big deal, but in some places it's so much of a big deal, even in Nigeria. So you want to be extra careful when you're using these templates. Try to like think about things, you know, that suit your own, that align with your own course and all of that. You don't just want to do copy and paste of things that I've written down here in the template that I will give you. So now that you've spoken about why you want to study that course, let's go on to talk about why you're choosing Canada. Why not UK? Why not Germany? Why not Australia? Why not US? Why Canada? you also want to talk about that. And then you can just say like good things that you know about Canada, how Canada is like a multicultural country, how Canada has like unique culture and the diversities. You might also want to talk about, or maybe, or all your life you've lived in Nigeria, you studied in Nigeria, or you've lived in South Africa, you studied in South Africa all your life, and then now that you want to take another degree, you decided to like, take it in another country because you want to like understand what it's like studying in that country. Try to understand their own culture and compare with your own. Just say something nice about the country. Say something that the country is very well known for, that fascinates you. You can say that, oh, Canada's education is globally recognized and it's a high ranking, it's one of the most recommended country for study. Just say something good. Say something that when the visa officer is reading it, like, is moved and all of that. Although, pray for grace as well. While you're also talking about maybe all this, why Canada, why this school, you can also like maybe look for like maybe a publication that you can, a publication that you can reference, saying that maybe in this publication, so yeah, Canada was known for this, blah blah blah, Canada something. Just say something good. Now that you've spoken about that, you can now go on to talk about your source of fund. You can talk about how you got your money, how you were able to save up to like, go on to study abroad, how you saved up so much over the years from your work, because maybe if you've been working, you can just talk about how you were so dedicated about saving, and you made sure that you kept money aside for you to be able to achieve these your goals, to go study in Canada and all of that. And if by chance you're being sponsored by your parents, you can also talk about it that, oh, you are being sponsored by your parents, and your parents are well to do. You can talk about maybe some things that your parents do. Maybe you have a business that you do. You can talk about it. Just talk about, the source of your wealth. Not that, oh, money just fell from heaven into your bank account or something. Like, say something about how you got your money, how you saved up, how you had to set aside money. This is the part where you also want to mention the so amounts that you have. Definitely, they are going to see your statement of accounts, but you just want to like highlight it and talk about it again in your statement of purpose, how much you have in the account and all of that. So after you've said all of this, next thing you want to talk about is your career goals, whether long-term goals or short-term goals. You have to talk about what you want to do after you study. Like, what are your intentions with that course after you acquire that degree? How do you want to use the degree to like better things around you? What do you want to do? You need to be able to like don't just say, oh, you want to go and study. You need to be able to tell them that maybe after you study, this course is supposed to be like something to help you, move ahead in your workplace, or help explore another part of career or something. Just say something that, sounds very reasonable, that even you, if someone should write that kind of maybe career goals, you would know that, oh, this person is actually very serious about, their life, and they don't just want to like come and just leech on their government or something. And then you also need to when you're like writing this your career goal, you also need to think about maybe your country, and then say something that they will know that, oh, you are also trying to contribute to the benefit of society as well. So moving on to the next thing that you want to talk about, you want to talk about traveling with or without your family. If you're traveling with your family, you can explain in there why you want to travel with your family, and why our family is very important to you, and why you feel like you can't leave your family behind for that duration of your stay, because coming to study for like 2 years without your family is a very long time, and why your family will be traveling with you. You can also say that maybe, oh, they are going to go back, they just want to come settle with you, and you'll be returning. By chance you're not traveling with family, you can just state in there that, oh, these are the reasons why you can't travel with family. In as much as you really would love to travel with family, but at the moment you can't travel with your family due to so reasons. Maybe, oh, your siblings have their own life together, they have their own life to live, they're probably at the point in their life where they have like certain things, like important things that they are doing back in your country, and they cannot just leave and pack their bags and leave or something. Maybe, oh, you have like children back that are probably in school and they're still studying, and you don't just want to interrupt their education just like that as well. But just say something that makes sense. Actually, just come up with something. So when you're explaining this, you can just say that you would maybe be coming home during summer holidays to come spend time with your family, because family is very important to you, and being away from your family for a very long period of time can be depressing and all of that. So maybe not depressing, but can be, you can tend to miss home a lot. So you plan to come home during holidays, or maybe they plan to come visit you during holidays. But most importantly, just say that, oh, you plan to go home and visit, and also at the end of your study, you also would be looking forward to reuniting with them. When you're writing a letter of study, always have the intention that you're coming back home. The visa officer needs to see it in the letter of study that this person plans on going back to their country. If not, they're playing with refusal, because they need to be convinced in your letter of study that you're going to go back. Remember that you don't get a chance to have a physical interview. So your letter of study is what is going to speak for you in front of your visa officer. So you need to be very, very articulate and, state it clearly there that you have intentions of returning back. You can also, in this process, in the part of talking about traveling with or without family, you can also have it together with your home ties. Say something that you have back home that you want to come back to. Maybe you have a business that is registered or something, attach it there to your letter of study that, oh, you have a business that you run back home, and that's one of the things that, is one of the reasons why you are coming to further your education, to help you understand how better, if maybe you're coming to study business related, to help you understand better, the international aspect of business, because maybe all the time you've been running this business, you've just had you've only had your country orientation towards business, and you want to understand better. Just say something that can help the visa officer see that you're coming back home, and you really mean it that you're coming back home. It sounds like I'm being extra about this, but it's actually very, very important that you point it out that you'll be coming back home. Now that I've listed all these points that you should take note of while writing your letter of study, at the end of your letter of study, you can let the officer know that the officer is not up, that, what's that word now, that that getting a visa is just an opportunity, and it's not something that you're obligated to, or something that, how would I explain, what's the word now, you just have to let the visa officer know that having that letter of study will be a great opportunity, and it's not something that you're obligated to, or something that, oh, Canada owes you or anything, but it would be a great opportunity, and you would really appreciate it if you are given the opportunity to come study in their country. And while you're in their country, you will be of good conduct, and you return back to your country at the end of the study. So after you've written all of this, you probably want to now list out all the other documents that you've attached to your application, and just list them out. Maybe your O-level certificate, your first degree certificate, your statement of purpose. Just list out other documents that you've attached as well, and you're good to go. And that's the end of the letter of study or letter of explanation. And like I said, I'll be attaching a free PDF that you can read, a free PDF template that can help you and serve as a guide to writing your own letter of study. Don't plagiarize, please. I'm begging you, for your own sake, for your own good, try not to plagiarize. It's just supposed to serve as a template, and just to help you understand how better to write it. Me too, I got the template from someone, and I didn't plagiarize. It was just a template and a guide. And from me to you, because I love to share and I also love to help, I will also be sharing my own templates that I've written to serve as a template for you to understand how better to write your letter of purpose. I hope that you've learned one or two in this video, and I hope that you've given this video a thumbs up. It's free. Please give my video a thumbs up, like this video, leave a comment, and please share my video as well. Let me know what you think and all of that. And my Instagram is always open to answer questions. I reply to DMs every day, and I'm always very willing to help in ways that I can, because I am not a licensed immigration consultant. I am just an immigrant in Canada, and whatever it is that I share on my channel, you want to make sure that you do your own research to be sure of what you're doing, because I'm not a licensed immigration consultant, neither am I a licensed immigration lawyer, but I just tend to like share tips that I know of and I do my research on. And it would also be nice and you also try to do your own research till I come back again. No, I'm not coming back, but till my next video. I hope that you stay well. Bye.